All right. Just want to give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen, please. Or you can say anything. All right. Let's freaking go. So, what is going on? We got the crew on Zoom today, and we got people hanging out on Instagram. Welcome in. So, food tracking. I'm going to show you guys exactly how I do it, and honestly, like the best way for you guys to do it. Because most of you are making this like way harder than it needs to be. I see it all the time. It doesn't need to be so difficult. It doesn't need to be what you base your life around. Promise it's not going to take over your whole life. And for this, you don't have to write anything down. And if you're on Instagram, if you want the slides for this, there's like 20 slides. Just send me a message after, and I'll send you the slides. Clients, you get the slides. So tracking made simple. By the end of this, you're going to know exactly how to do it. So picture two plates, like you say. There's two plates. There's guessing and there's knowing. Same exact food, chicken, rice, vegetables on both. The first plate is how most of us eat. We're guessing. So where the numbers should be, there's just like a big question mark. And when we're guessing with the food, we're just kind of hoping the scale won't move and nobody can tell you why. The second plate is the same food, logged, 32 grams of protein, 410 calories. Now you can see it. So if the scale isn't moving, we can adjust that number. It's that simple. You do this 3, 4, 5 times throughout the day. Now you can see it. So the change is one thing because we can change like what we can see. And I always like to say that you cannot change what you can't see. If we're not slacking, like, if we're not tracking, we're slacking because you could have the best training program. You could have, the best meal plan. If you're not tracking, if you don't know what is going into your body and the energy that you're burning during the day, you're just guessing when it comes to the scale moving. So if the scale is being stubborn right now, it's almost never about you. It's just that you're guessing instead of knowing. And one way that I like to frame this before we really get started, you track, and I was just talking to this with Stephanie. You track your finances, right? Like you wouldn't want your account to be overdrawn. Like you know that. And it's important to you. Your gas, like say you're taking your kid like it doesn't matter if you have a kid or not. Getting from point A to point B, you're always going to make sure you have enough gas in your gas tank. It's almost like that. Like you track your finances, you know how much gas you have. This is important to you. Like I know how important this is to you. So just make this just like that. It's just part of your life now, you know? And once you do that, you're 100% going to see the progress that you want. No doubt in my mind. All right. So what I'm not asking you to do, I'm not asking you to weigh every grain of rice. I'm not asking you to give up the food that you love, and I'm not asking you to do this the rest of your life. Nothing is banned, and the goal is to not do this the rest of your life. You do it long enough to learn about the food that you're eating, and you just get to know it. I rarely have to weigh my food anymore. Like I do sometimes just to, like make sure because sometimes like my numbers will be off. You're not going to be the person at the cookout like weighing chicken on like a little scale, I promise, okay? So your job is two numbers. And if you're my client, you know what those two numbers are. Protein and calories. That's all I really want you to focus on at first is protein and calories. Everything else today is just there to make those two things easier. So if your two numbers, like if you're my client, your two numbers are sitting in EverFit. All your numbers are sitting in EverFit. But I built them off your food. I don't build them off like a chart off what you're supposed to eat. That's why I have you track your food for like the first couple weeks that you're my client, so I can actually see what you're eating and just instead of going off some chart. And when it comes to hitting your protein goal and your calorie goal, how close is close? Like how you can expect to actually hit that number day after day, like the exact number. You just want to get close to it. Within 10 grams of your protein and with 100 gram and within 100 calories of your calorie goal is good. So 10, like you want to get like try to get within 10 grams of your protein. Just try to get there. You don't want to be chasing like more calories for extra protein at the end of the day. Just try to get within 10 grams of your protein. Try to get up within 100 grams, 100 calories of your calories. So if say your targets are 120 grams of protein and 1800 calories, you land at 118 grams of protein and like 1850 calories. That's amazing. That's a good day. Don't go hunting for a 5 calorie food because the app says 1795. One thing that I like to do, log it before you eat it. And this can go many ways. You could either you, to make this the least time consuming that you can just do it right before you eat it. What I like to do is I like to log it first thing in the morning. When I'm using the bathroom, when I have nothing else on my plate, so to say, I log what I think I'm going to eat for the day. I usually eat like pretty much the same stuff, but I'll always log my dinner first because, dinner's so easily to get be forgotten about. And that's actually about what we're about to get to. I log my food in the morning, put my dinner in. I'll put like what I might be having for lunch in. I'll put what I might be having for breakfast in. If I don't know what I'm having that day, I might not put anything in, but I'm going to put in a good guess and I'll see everything in front of me. And that will give me a better idea of how to stay on point throughout the day. It'll lead me to stay more on point throughout the day. If I have goals, I don't want to blow past my calorie goal. So I will try to stay on point. Even if I'm switching up the meals, I'm just to try to stay on point with the calories that I have logged. All right. Dinner is the meal that you control the least. So my day is empty in the morning, and that's why dinner goes first. So I'm having bison, potatoes, and veggies tonight. So that's going to go in before I've eaten anything. And boom, I have 1,020 calories left for the day. That's what I get to build breakfast and lunch around and a snack around or wherever else I want to disperse my calories. Because dinner is always that meal that you can control the least. If your family wants tacos, somebody's got practice at 6. Thursday is usually takeout, and you already know that. But dinner going in at breakfast, the rest of the day is going to get built around what's actually left. So if you're having tacos with the family, you're having tacos with the family. Maybe you're just gonna have like a little extra meat, like and like maybe like a little less carbs with the dinner. But you log it, and then you build the rest of your day around that, and you're gonna stay on point if you do that. Let's talk salad because salad, I I could like go to Salad Works and probably just spend my day there recording content or whatever like salad place is cool now. So these are where the calories hide. So you log the chicken, you log the greens, you did that right. 1 spoon of olive oil is 120 calories. Two, but maybe you didn't log that. And that's like probably just as many calories as the lettuce, and the chicken. 2 spoons of ranch is between 100 and 150 calories. A handful of shredded cheese is 115 calories at least. And a small scoop of almonds would be like 165 calories. If you miss all those and you're just counting the chicken and the lettuce and whatever other leafy greens you have, you're missing 500 calories from the salad. So what you thought was like a 320 calorie salad might be 850 calories. And I know you're not forgetting all this, but all this stuff adds up. Nobody's using a spoonful of olive oil either. You're using 2 or 3. Ranch, you're probably using 3 or 4. Cheese, you're putting in more than a handful of cheese. So you can it just blow that salad up. And I see the same thing. My mom used to always order the salad when we went out to eat for dinner. Always. Now she's like way like this was back in like the 80s and 90s when they told you fat was bad and stuff. Um, but now like she's smarter. She'll go to if she wants to go out to eat, she'll get sushi, like a small portion of sushi, or she'll get like a fillet with, a baked potato and vegetables. that is way better for you, way more satiating, and probably less calories than that one of those just big ass salads that have tons of calories. Now, you can make a big ass salad and not make it extremely calorie dense, but I see people get caught up a lot of time in salads. So here's a big one. If it went in your mouth, it counts. So what does that mean? It means if anything that goes in your mouth, it counts. While you're cooking, like tasting something, anything, your kid's plate, like a few bites of the mac and cheese is about like a quarter cup of, um, is like a quarter cup. Like it all adds up. Like the sips, the food that you ate at the end of the night that you said F it. I think that happened to me 2 nights ago. It came down, I had yogurt with, I think I put popcorn in the yogurt. Have you ever tried popcorn with yogurt? It's actually pretty good. It adds like a crunch to it. And I added protein powder. It was like a caramel cookie yogurt thing. And the next morning, I'm like, oh, I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I didn't want to log it last night, but I logged it. And then, because, I go by my weekly. So anything that goes in your mouth accounts, the bites, the sips, everything. All right. You see these AI apps now, right? Like these AI photo apps. These apps suck. They're absolute garbage. Don't use the photo apps, okay? They suck. I actually had a client who I didn't know so my Fitness Pal like got access. I don't know if she was using Chronometer or my Fitness Pal. She was started taking photos. She was like losing weight for the first 4 months of the program. She had like some life things happen and she took like a break for 2 weeks. Then she came back and the scale, it was just, it was going up. I couldn't figure it out. And like it came down to she's like, I'm just taking pictures and I just can't figure it out. You're taking pictures. She was taking pictures using that. She was using, I think, the MyFitnessPal or Chronometer photo logger, or it was that Cal AI one. They're garbage. They are absolute garbage. The camera can't see the oil the chicken was cooked in. It can't see the dressing already mixed in. It doesn't know how big the scoop of rice was. It can see things. Like I've tested this myself. Like I did it with like one of those yogurt things, I think, and it totally misestimated everything. That spoonful of oil that's 120 calories, the app might not know that it's in there, you know? And like a lot of the apps, they'll be fair. Hey, make sure you check this. Like nobody's checking it. People are just scanning it and they keep going, but they're still stuck in the same place. So how do you actually log fast? There's there's 3 ways. You could either scan the barcode, you could search for it, or you could just simply save your meal. Save your freaking meal. You're going to be eating like a lot of the same stuff that you normally eat. Save your meal. You could save a recipe, you could save a meal. Takes 2 minutes, or less than 2 minutes, and then boom, it's always there. You always want to weigh these for like these are the most important things that people get tripped up on. Oil and butter. A spoonful of oil is 120 calories. A spoonful of butter is at least 100. Olive oil sprays, like the sprays that say they have 0 calories, that is for a third of a millisecond. So they do have calories. They have however much oil is inside the bottle. It's not like it's reduced fat oil. It's not. It's regular oil. They just expect you to spray it for a third of a millisecond. I'm not even kidding you. So I still use those because it's easier to like I just basically use oil so my food doesn't get sticky, like so the food doesn't stick to the plate. But I like it better just because you just squirt it. Dressing, mayo, like coffee creamer, 2 spoons is 50 to 80, and it's every single morning, and you're using more than 50, and you're using more than 2 spoonfuls. All right. Question I get asked a lot is raw or cooked. How should I weigh my food? Should I weigh it raw or should I weigh it cooked? Just pick one. Pick one. I weigh my food raw. Um, but this will like quietly ruin you if you're not choosing one because meat is going to lose water when it cooks, so the chicken might weigh like a quarter less on your plate than it did in the package. I weigh mine raw because that is what is in front of me when I'm portioning things out. So cooked is fine too. You just want to pick one and make the entry in the app say the same thing that you weighed. So just pick one. Just pick one. If say I'm always going to weigh my food cooked and then always weigh your food cooked. But you don't want to be like, oh, I'm weighing my food raw and then, okay, no, I'm going to log it as cooked. You can't log it as cooked. It's going to be totally, totally different. So just pick one. It just makes it way easier. Sometimes you're not going to have a scale and you still want to stay on point. So you use your hands. Your palm is protein. Think chicken, fish, beef, like a big palm of it. Your fist is your vegetables, and you can always go bigger on vegetables. You can always two fist vegetables. And like a cup, like you can just cup your hand, and that could be your rice, your pasta portion, and thumb for oil, thumb for fat or oil, your peanut butter. Um, you're not going to always be able to like you're going to be in situations where this will be helpful, because you're not just going to want to be like, oh, F it, get in that F it mentality. You're going to be, still want to stay on point sometimes. If you're at, a party or if you're at somebody else's kitchen, use your hands. You can still stay on point that way. All right. I am like pretty boring when it comes to the way that I eat. My own log, it's pretty boring. I eat the same, pretty much the same dinner all the time. Like I'll switch up the like sometimes I'll do ground beef, sometimes I'll do steak, sometimes I'll do bison. I love bison. Sometimes I'll do chicken, but for the most part it's that rice cauliflower, potatoes, lots of different vegetables, but it's always that base. So once you have those meals, you just save them and you're repeating what you did. And you can even go like to previous days. You can go, oh, I had this Tuesday. You can go to Tuesday and just copy it to today. Makes it so much easier. Logging a little bit wrong beats not logging at all. All right. The ones who like succeed with this aren't the ones who get it absolutely perfect every day. They're the ones who just log it every day and just try to be on point as they can. Am I saying like to miss 300 calories every day? No. I'm saying you got to be consistent with it and you just got to do the best that you can. I don't expect it to be 100% perfect. Like I was saying before, I look at the week, not the day. A lot of people think that they blow all their progress on the weekend, but how do you know if you're not even logging your food? This little thing right here is 5 days under, 2 days over. You think she's still under for the week, the way that I calculated these calories. So if you're not tracking, like you don't even know, and you have goals, this is important to you. So, like I said, it's like your bank account. Like look at it like your bank account. Look at it like your gas tank. You're not going to let those dry up. And it's not like you're drying up like your gas tank. It's like this is going to help keep you going and on point and see the progress that you want. It's the one thing that is standing between so many people and their goals. Because, like I said, you could have the perfect training program, you could have the perfect everything. If you're not like tracking your food and you're not in a calorie deficit, like, I don't know. I don't know what to say. All right. This counts, this doesn't. This counts. You logged it before you ate it. Your breakfast is saved. You weighed the oil and the peanut butter. You logged a bad day, and every day, even you logged every day, even the bad ones. This is where people get tripped up trying to remember like your whole day at 10 o'clock at night, like trying to log everything, a photo instead of a log, not counting the oil, the dressing, the sips of stuff, deleting a day you didn't like, or just skipping a day. And then, of course, quitting after a big night, being like, oh, I had a big night Saturday, so I guess I'll start tracking again on Monday. And this is like the big one. And this is the one I care about the most, honestly, as your coach. I'll go hard as I can. I'll go hard as I possibly can for everything. Your plan, your workouts, answering your messages at whatever hour, like building your program, building programs like after I built your program for 3 hours and Everfin didn't save it and I have to build it again on a Sunday night. I'll do it all for you guys, but you know I got you. But the actual logging of the food, that's the one thing that I can't do for you no matter what. No matter how bad I want to, I can't. Like, I can't see it unless you log it. So when it comes to your progress, I can't see it unless you log it. I can't have you win unless I'm guessing, unless you log it. Your apps sync right to Everfit. I read your week before I touch your plan. So every change I make is built off like what I see. And when we're not tracking, I'm not seeing the full picture. And I can't be your best coach that way, honestly. So, four things this week. Dinner goes in first. I want you guys to try this. Dinner goes in first. What are you having for dinner? Oh, you don't know? Are you going to know at 5 o'clock p.m.? You might get a better idea if you think about it at 5 a.m. I'm not saying, but like dinner goes in first. Second, save your breakfast. Save your breakfast the night before. You have some time. You're like on Netflix or doing something. Save your breakfast the night before. I'm going to have this. It is going to be a protein packed meal. It is going to give me energy to get me to lunch, and I'm going to kick tomorrow's ass. Number three, you want to log every day, even the ugly ones. Um, you're not going to skip a day because you went like a little bit off track. And as always, message me on the hard days. You don't have to go through this alone. Um, that's why you have a coach. If you have any questions, I'm always here for it. But like I always say, like if you're not tracking, you're slacking. And as your coach, it's the most important thing. I can give you the plan, I can give you the workouts, I can give you the recipes, I can be there to support you, I can answer your messages. But if you're not logging your food or you're not logging it correctly, or if you're only logging it sporadically, we can't wonder why the progress isn't coming, because that is the number one reason. Because I have to adjust your plan, but I have to see what is happening. It's the one thing that I can't do for you. All right. But that is it. That is all. I thank you, ladies, for attending.